right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's market color session. Please let me know if you can hear me and you can see me as well. All right, thank you so much. Okay, so what do we have in the market today? What do we have in the market today? Well, AUD/USD as usual, starting from the 4-hour time frame, right? First, we want to do is to see what our current trend is. And we can clearly see that right now, AUD/USD is in a very strong uptrend, right? Broken through all the highs, the highest high. It's one of the highest high we've had in a very, very long time, right? So I'm expecting reversals into certain areas for me to now continue the buy of AUD/USD. The first point that I'm looking at AUD/USD reversing from is right here. 0.68371. The second one is here, and the third one is all the way in here. So I'm watching these levels on the higher time frame to see what price does when it gets to those points. If they find support at those levels and starts to buy, amazing. If not, we're going to keep watching, right? But all things being equal, I expect AUD/USD to sell or reverse all the way into most likely this level first, and the next one being the trend before it continues buying. However, we'll still go on the 5-minute time frame to mark out our levels of interest for this session to see what price does when it gets to those areas. The first point that we're now marking out is, give me a second to bring out my tool. Marking out this point is our point A. Marking out the second point, which is right here. Okay, so these are the levels I'm watching out for on AU. We can see how price already retested into yesterday's low, and it has done so much already from where it retested. This has done what? Over 40 pips. So if you were on our chart earlier, you most likely would have caught this move from here all the way up. Let's see 1 minute entry. If it gave us any sign of entry from where price retested this level, and see. But now it has done over 40 pips from a level that would have given us entry. So yes, it did actually. Look at this. How we missed this move. This was our entry. This right here was our entry. First take that move, following the order strategy, of course. This is exactly where we would have entered from. And that entry was formed right here. And that entry came and formed around here, but that's fine. So now that we've missed our first entry on AUD/USD buy, we're just going to keep watching to see what price does now. I wouldn't want to jump into this buy at this point. First has done this and see where our next resistance level is, right? So if I jump into this buy right now, where will my stop loss be? Where will my take profit be? Except I'm moving into scalp and just catch the remaining moves because I expect price to maybe reverse back in here and then do a final lap into this level. But if I'm trying to stick to my risk to reward ratio, I might not want to jump into AUD/USD right now. This is where I ought to have entered from. And then my stop loss will be very tight, just below these lows, right? I think we've missed the move on AU, but that's fine. We're going to keep waiting for reversals. So overall analysis or bias on AUD/USD is to the upside. The next pair we're now looking at is NZUSD. NZUSD from the H4 time frame as well. Very, very bullish. Also has formed the highest high we've had in a very long time. However, look at that. I just saw the high of November 2023. That's where price currently is. So is it going to hit resistance there and just start dropping, forming a new trend? Let me see if I can disable this thing and check properly. Okay, so this is where price currently is. You see it hasn't really tested or tapped into that zone yet. But it got so close. So are we going to see a final lap that goes test in here and then finds that resistance that pushes NZUSD to the downside? We're going to be watching to see. However, right now, bullishness, right? H1 time frame as well, the same thing. So the only thing we're doing right here now is to watch out for levels that we're expected to reverse into and find some sort of support. So price has broken below this momentum, this indicator here, and retested, most likely coming all the way to trend, right? But it's also at that point that support could be found, so we're going to mark it. So my price action trade has 0.6203, 0.62073, and 0.61497 at the levels we're looking out for on NZUSD, 1 hour time frame. I now go down to the 5-minute time frame to look for our POIs for this particular session to see if we're going to find any, right? So same levels I marked out on AU is what I'm marking out here. Yesterday's high, yesterday's low. Day before yesterday's high, which is right here, because this is the highest level we had at this point. And then day before yesterday's low, which happens to be in confluence with yesterday's low. So this is what we have now, but looking at the indicators on AU, you see that all the indicators have bent downward. However, momentum is starting to form to the upside. So let's watch and see. Price already came to retest yesterday and day before yesterday's low. Look at it here, and it has moved. So we're going to see if this resistance point where price currently is pushes price down, or it breaks above and trades all the way into this level, which is our first take profit, and then the second one will now be here. So NZUSD has not really gone far. Hasn't really gone far. Let me see M1 time frame. So this is our entry. This is where we also have entered this buy. We broke above, retested, did all of this, came back, gave another entry. So it was entry 1, entry 2. This is what it's doing now, right? So I'm going to be watching M5. I expect NZUSD to break above this point. And if it does, gives a retest, it's going all the way to POI 1 and POI 2. So you, if you can refine to your own entry strategy, depending on how you trade, and then, add our confidence to what you're saying. I'm bullish on AU, bullish on NU right now. AU has done most of its move. The time frame I like to check out for is the H4, right? So when looking at these things, H4, this was what gave us the reversal back down here, right? So we're going to see if this buy is going to buy all the way and create a new sunshine that will not signify any profit taking has occurred. Even on NZUSD as well, H4 time frame, let me see. Sunshine has also been printed. Did all of this, came back down into premium level. So all things being equal, NZUSD should continue buying and reach the 5-minute first take profit level, which is all the way right here where I marked out, right here, 0.63400. USD card now, H4, still to the downside. So we're still very much to the downside. Has cleared out this level. Sunshine has been printed. We're expecting reversals of USD card into POI1, but let's go to H1 and refine it better. This is where I like to draw out my point of interest. So this now becomes my point of interest 1 and my point of interest 2 and 3. So is price going to reverse all the way into these levels, find resistance here, or is it going to break above and find resistance here? We're going to keep watching. So just straight to the 5-minute time frame to mark out points of interest for the session. You see how very straight to the point these analyses are. You know what you're looking for. You just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on your chart and you're done. Next thing you do is to wait for price to get into those levels. If your strategy for analyzing is not as systematic as it ought to be, you should look into refining it so that even if you're not the one looking at the charts and you have your trading plan down, someone else can follow your trading plan and see the exact same thing that you are seeing. Okay. All right, so remember what we saw on USD card from the higher time frame down, taking out this level. The most likely area that is going to reverse before it comes to take out is now here. All right, we're going to see if it trades. I think it already did though. Just use this crosshair to see. That's taking out this liquidity. Oh, it has. Clean. It has. So since this point has been tapped into, the next levels we're looking at is all the way down here, right? All the way down here. So H1 time frame, we're also down, expecting price trading to those POIs long term. And then short term, this is the levels we're looking at for this session. So price comes here and finds resistance, we most likely would be taking our first sell. And our first take profit will now be here, which is over 40 something pips. So in all of these analysis, one thing I always put in mind, and you should as well, I already mentioned it too, is risk management. If you're planning to trade systematically, that your stop losses are a certain number, your take profit are a certain number, regardless of how you try to refine it using the number of pips or lot size that you use, then it's not every time that you set the entries that you take them. If your stop loss is way too wide and your take profit is giving a 1:1, personally, I do not like to take those trades. I like at least at the barest minimum a 1:2 on every trade that I take. Okay, so we're looking to see if price gets here. And I like to put my stop loss always above the highest high from the 3 days that I marked out, or the lowest low. So I'll prefer my stop loss to be around here. So it now serves as protected high, so that even if price comes here and breaks above and it comes all the way here, my stop loss is still somewhere around here, right? And this is a lot of pips from where price currently is. I might not be so interested in taking the sale of USD card right now. So I'll still keep watching. Most likely we're going to see if price even comes all the way back here before it now drops. So that's pretty much it for what I'm looking out for on AU, NZD, and USD card. I'm bullish on AU and NU, and I am bearish on USD card. So shortly, my colleague Lakon is going to be covering the second part of today's market follow session. So stick around. For now, if you have questions, please let me know. I will quickly cover it. If not, we're going to jump into the next session, today's analysis.
All right, a good morning to everyone. It's great to have you on board again. Welcome back again to the Market Call, brought to you by the Value Flow Trading Team and powered by our preferred broker, Opta. And I want to believe you can hear me loud and clear. If you can hear me loud and clear, please kindly type in the chat box. You can hear me loud and clear. Right. Yeah, boss is doing well. He sent his greeting to everyone. All right. Okay, I think Abby would answer that. He's going to answer that. All right. Okay. Now let's quickly take a quick move into the analysis of the day. So I want to believe you can see my screen too. Okay, if you can see my screen, just let me know. See my screen. So this morning we'll be going on the analysis for the precious metal, a very quick one on the precious metal this morning. Then from the precious metal, we are going to take a flight quick to Japan to see what is going on the yen basket. And from there, we are going to move to other yen correlated pairs. And if time be, we may just take a peek at what is going on the dollar and not the dollar here, just because of the precious metal. Now, for the precious metal, we've seen, let's start from the weekly time frame. We can see on the weekly time frame that we are very much bullish all the way to the upside. And like we said, on Monday, we've been on a bullish trend. However, on Monday, so we are expecting some few level of pullback to the downside before the continuation of the bullish trend. Now, if you look at it on the daily time frame, we are going to see we are still very much bullish, like the bull move on the precious metal since some few days now has been back to back to the upside. And even our prediction for this week was that it's going to pull back all the way into these levels that we mark here. If you can see clearly that when it comes here, then you can easily join the buy all the way to the upside, but price did not really move down to that level. And like we said, that the precious metal now seems to be the most preferred safe haven that people are really edging with, and we know why. Because the inflation on ground globally, so people are more of the opinion that okay, even if any economy won't be standing well, that shouldn't affect the precious metal, and that's why we see it seeking all-time high on daily basis. So yesterday we saw another new high, and today it's doing as though it wants to go and form another new high again at the top. So we are still expecting there's probability today that we see the precious metal around the 2,680 level. That is the psychological level there. We may see it at the 2,680 level. I mean, this particular up here before we are going to see any down move at all. Now let's quickly go to the 4-hour time frame. Like we said, until we see a clear structure for itself, we have no business selling the precious metal. All right. So on the 4-hour time frame, we still see it's still very much bullish. As a matter of fact, it's printing what we do call a bullish flag, and you can see it, and we know the action that follows a bullish flag. After we see a bullish flag, the next thing that is likely to happen is a break up. All right. So a breakout rather to the upside. So we may see that happen. Now, then let's quickly take a look at it on the 1-hour time frame. Now, from the 1-hour time frame, we are seeing some kind of move, even though it's been in a range in yesterday. However, we did not see a clear push to the downside, but we are only seeing wicks testing low. You can see what we are seeing here. The wicks are just testing the low, but the momentum is still very much to the upside. And on the 30-minute time frame, you can see clearly on the 30-minute time frame again that it seems more like we are bearish, we are bullish rather. But even if we are going to see any bearish move, I am of the opinion that we should wait for price to come and take out this particular level. If price take out this particular level, then you see your confirmation entry for a bearish move. Then you may give it a shot, like just a trial. Now, this is the kind of trade that you don't enter with your full body. You get the point now. You just shoot one leg in and see how price react. So this is going to be what it should look like. Like when price gets here and you begin to see your sell pattern, you may want to give it a trial, and that is like for 35 pips or so. Yeah, 35 pips. So if you are targeting that 35 pips, where should you expect price to get to, and you also should get out of the market is this particular level that we have here. So we expect that price is likely to clear liquidity around this place. Now, if price, two things are involved here. If price takes out this high and you begin to see a sell pattern around it, and you take the sell, you are going to notice that a shoulder has already printed here again for a buy. You can see somewhere here. Let me use this one. Okay, so you can see somewhere here that a shoulder has already printed for a buy somewhere here again. So the sell you may want to take, just make sure when price gets here, upload, or you break even if price did not take you out here. So when price begin to come down, gets to this zone, upload or you break even. And you can see the confidence that we have here. This is an order block, and you can see the price reaction with this week is a rejection candle. So which means buyers are seriously sitting inside of this zone. So when you see price come all the way to this place, you may want to break even, or you offload your position or take out half of your position. Now, if price get there and takes out this low, then where are we expecting it to get to? We're expecting it to get to this particular zone. Hence the reason I said we are expecting it to get to this particular zone. We watch very well. We have another block there, and we have a very tiny fair value gap there. So there is an institutional reference inside of this place and you may want to, get out of that level when price get there. All right. So if you look at it on the 15-minute time frame too, what do we have on the 15-minute time frame? Good. It gives us more confirmation of what we are expecting to see, and you can see the price action around that level. So, and this should be, if price takes out this high, then it's telling us that when price gets here, that the shoulder pattern, you can see the sweep, and you can see how price, as we were expected to break out of this place, then come back. So this will be a buy entry again. So that is the first thing we are seeing on the precious metal this morning. And even on the 5-minute time frame, what exactly are we seeing on the 5-minute time frame? Now, for 5 minutes, I am of the opinion that just let's wait for price to take out this high. When price takes out this high, then this may be a protected high, and that is it. So when price takes out this high and we see our entry pattern for itself, you may want to follow through to this particular level here. And you can see the other block is very strong. You can see that rejection and the get a very strong way. You can see it here. So when price gets here, we expect some price reaction. And if we see even a buy, entry inside of this zone, we are following it back to the upside. Knowing fully well that the precious metal is still very much, bullish and is interested in going all the way into the 280, 2680 level to the upside. You can see it there. So that is for the precious metal this morning. Now let's quickly take a flight into Japan to see what exactly is going on in Japan. Since yesterday has been a falling day for the yen basket, and we all know why. And you can see how that price has already is almost, doing what we expected to do. Remember on Monday when CJ said we are still expecting the pullback of the yen basket all the way into this zone, and we can see that is exactly what price is doing. And this has been our markup since last week Friday, that we expect price to come all the way into this zone. So that is where price is currently now. Now, two things is going to happen here right now. The first probability is that as price gets here, it reverses back up, or when it gets here, it will fine tune it into the lower time frame, like 4-hour time frame. You are going to notice that on the 4-hour time frame, we have the fair value gap inside there, of which that is where price actually came into and tap into there. However, there is still a room for price to come a little bit more to the downside, because we have this wide fair value gap here, which is also an IFPD and a other block. But after all this pullback, we want to see the yen basket breathe up a bit, even though it's still going to come down to this level. So two things are involved. There is probability we see it come a bit more to the downside here and follow through, or this particular move that we are seeing now may be the resumption of the pull to the upside. Now, if that is the resumption of the pullback to the upside, what should we expect to be doing right now for the yen basket? All we need to do is just on 1-hour time frame, let's look out if we are going to see some level of market structure shift. Now, if you look at it, let's come all the way back to see that particular level, what is really going on there. Now, as you can see, price just came all the way into this zone on the 1-hour time frame, but it has not really entered into any POI. The only POI we're expecting price to get is somewhere inside here, but price has not really gotten there. However, if peradventure you enter the trade now for the yen correlated pairs and takes you out, just wait for price to get to somewhere inside of this 1-hour order block, which also have a confluence on 4 hours and even on the daily time frame. Now, if you look at it on the 4-hour time frame, you are going to see that that level also has an order block on the 4-hour time frame. And currently, price is sitting right exactly in a daily order block since yesterday. It tapped into it yesterday, and today it moves in properly, tapping into the body of the order block, and we expect it to reverse all the way to the upside. So that is for the yen basket. Now, if you're expecting to see this on the yen basket, what should we look out for on the other yen correlated pair? So what we should look out for is just come all the way to AUD. Let's start with, okay, let's start with GBP. Now for GBP, if you look at it on the daily time frame, we are going to observe that we expect price to respect this order block. Although price get there, reacted to the downside. The same thing since Monday is been doing, it's been inside that order block. But today, this morning, we see that a little bit price violates the order block to the upside. Now that is a bit level of concern. And what are we expecting to see? Because we are seeing that GBP is tanking. However, GBP is moving all the way to the upside. And we know that that is as a result of the yen play because of the weakness in yen. That's what we are seeing GBP moving to the upside. But now that GBP is tanking, now what we should expect now is when we begin to see sell structure inside of this place, because this year you can see the RFPD, that's where price came to tap into to the downside. And so we are expecting to see more of sell structures in this particular region. Now, if you look at it on the 4-hour time frame, we've seen our price already grab liquidity at the upside and is almost going all the way to the downside. And on 1-hour time frame, the same thing is going on 1-hour time frame, of which let's go to the lower time frame to see if we already have our sell structure. Now on lower time frame, it's looking more like our sell structure already is forming because of this pattern that we're already seeing here. But can we just look at it on 5 minutes? Good, confirm. On 5 minutes, we already see that price is already going all the way to the downside. So if you want to short GBP, you may look at, maybe you can wait for 5 minutes market structure shift if you that will wait for that. But if you want to go in now, you may go in and your SL should just be at the top of this level. But if price violates this level, wait again until you see the entry to the downside. So I just want to take a quick look at, okay, what's going on right here. Great. So on the 1 minute time frame, all I'm just saying now, we already see market structure shift here on 1 minute. However, we may want to wait for 5 minute market structure shift, but on 15 minutes, we already see a pattern for the sell of GBP. All right, so a quick one to AUD. Now for AUD, yesterday has been a day where AUD decided to trap, you know, a lot of people, while at the same time gave room to some people also. Now, if you look at it, what we just see on the GBP, on AUD, price is still inside of that daily order block. And if you come to the 4-hour time frame, you are going to observe that price just came all the way and tapped into the 4-hour order block on AUD. So we expect to see price reaction to the downside. And knowing fully well where price already gets to on the yen basket. All right. So all we need to do now is let's go on the 4-hour time frame. We already see the order block and the fair value graph has already been tested. So the other block is our only confluence now. So if you want to short AUD, you may go in now to short. As a matter of fact, I just took the sell at the beginning of the meeting. And if you look at it on the 1-hour time frame too, you are going to see that price got to the 4-hour order block and we are seeing some level of price reaction to the downside. So this is the kind of trade that you take with first you set out one leg in it and see what is the reaction. And when you now see proper market structure shift, like let's come to 15 minutes to see if we've already have anything there. Now we only see a level of engulfing, but not really fully here on 15 minutes. But if you look at it on the 5 minute time frame, good, we have some level of clarity on 5 minutes that okay, we may short at this particular level right now. So with our SL either at the top of this 4-hour order block here, our SL will be here, something like this. You may have something like this right here. So if you have something like this, your SL is just about 37 feet or 35 feet, all right? And where are we looking out to offload? Just to 1 is to 3 all the way into this particular zone, this particular level here, or all the way here. So you just do your 1 to 3 somewhere here, 1 to 3.5. All right. So if you look at it on the 5-minute time frame, you are going to see that is it. Now, if you don't want to give all the way like 30 feet SL, you may just want to enter and put your stop loss somewhere around there. But it's very advisable just give it that particular level of SL if you want to. All right. So that is for the AUD GPY trade right now. Now that is it for the yen basket and the yen pairs, and also for the precious metal. Now a quick one on the dollar, we are going to see that the dollar is very much bearish, and like we've seen, but yesterday we saw some level of shift in the market. Look at it from the weekly time frame. Now, on the weekly time frame, we've seen where exactly and what exactly is the dollar doing. You can see it right here, but currently it's very much bullish all the way to the upside. And on the daily time frame, you can see on Monday we have some level of pull up to the upside, and today again, all we are seeing is just there's no full momentum. But after yesterday move, there's not yet full momentum in today. Knowing fully well that we are just into the early hours of the London session. So that is what we are seeing there. So moving ahead this day, all we want to see for the dollar pair is we may see some level of pullback. Let's check it on the 4-hour time frame. We may see some level of pullback on the 4-hour time frame all the way first to clear liquidity here. But I am of the opinion that this level may push price all the way down after the clear of liquidity at this space, and we may see the dollar still fall a little bit more to the downside. So that is all we are saying for the dollar and also the precious metal and the yen. If there's any question, you can easily type in the chat box and let's quickly address it. Yeah, please don't fly said, I feel GG will still buy more. Above all, we follow structure. Yes, 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 we follow structure. However, when we begin to see our, POIs being getting into, like you said, that there's still room for the yen basket to come a little bit more to the downside, of which if it comes to the downside a little bit to the downside more, then that is going to give more room for the GJ buy. All right. But if it turns from where it is right now, then we may see GJ pull all the way to the downside. All right. So if there's any other question, you can easily type in the chat box before we call it a day. All right. In the case where there is no question, this is going to be the end of today's this session, market color London session. And to meet again during the New York session, make sure you trade cautiously and use your proper risk management strategy. Once again, I'm Lekon sharing. Cheers and God bless.